Hey guys, HELLABELLA here, and it is time for the much anticipated yearly wrap for my Merch by Amazon account. This is where I sell t-shirts and different things on Amazon, and I receive a royalty payment every month for my sales. So if you've been following me for any amount of time, I've been doing this for, I guess, about 4, maybe even 5 years at this point, on and off. And in 2023, I'll be completely honest with you guys, I did not really work on this very much at all. This was very much a passive income stream for me. And the reason that it was able to be passive is because I put hours and hours of work into it in previous years. So while something can be passive, I think it's important that we don't discount the work that we did to get it to that point. But with that being said, I'm going to go over my numbers and be transparent with you guys about how my account did, especially in terms of not working on it as much. I do think that Amazon probably rewards activity on the account. And I did upload a few designs, but I'm going to say like probably less than 100 new designs in 2023. So let's take a look at my analytics. This graph is just going to show you kind of each month by month. So my total sales was 3,867 different sales. This was within the United States. I do have some sales that were outside the US, but it's pretty small amount. I mean, I don't feel like it's really worth talking about. Maybe it was about $400 or $500 in royalties. So that is something to keep in mind, that you can opt in to sell in other countries if you choose. So I had 269 returns, and my total royalties is the amount that I received personally. So this is not my total sales. My total royalties was $12,189. So that is how much I received. The amount of sales revenue is underneath that, and this is $74,000. So I sold $74,000 in merchandise, and Amazon gives me a cut of that. That's basically how the royalties work. And then my average royalty per sale was $3.15. So each time a customer placed an order, I pretty much got $3.15. So let's take a look at some of the other numbers. So average sales per day was 11. Average royalties per day was $33.40. Average per month, it was $1,015. So I am happy with that. An extra $1,000 a month really makes a difference for me in terms of my income. It's not a small amount of money to me, and it definitely helps pay some of the bills around the house. So I am thankful to have an extra $1,000 coming in. I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the tools that I use to make t-shirt designs. I am completely self-educated. I did not have any background in graphic design before I started this journey. I will say there's a lot of accounts on YouTube dedicated to how to make designs quickly and efficiently. And having a good eye definitely helps as well, knowing what looks good, knowing things that are, misaligned, and ways that you can improve on things, different color palettes and things that are complementary. It really helps to have an eye for design when it comes to things like these. So my best day this year was $120. That was around Christmas. This was December 11th. My best month was also December, was $1,668. And out of all of my products, only 940 unique products sold. This information down here is about what types of products sold. So you'll see the standard t-shirt makes up for most of my sales. And then the tank top is the second place. The V-neck is the third place. And the sweatshirt is fourth place. So for the most part, most of my income does come from t-shirts. I sold a few pop sockets, iPhone cases, and throw pillows, but really not a lot there. And then if you'll go down here, you can see the top color was black. So that makes total sense to me. The second best color was cranberry, and that has to do with some of the niches that I'm in. Third best color was white, followed by dark heather, asphalt, and heather gray. So if you take a look here, I did hide my designs. Sorry, I like you guys, but I don't like you enough to give you all of my niches. So this is all of the products that I sold. It sorts it by best sellers. So you can see here some of the shirts that made up the most of my revenue here. The top seller made me $577, and that mostly sold in a men's size, but it also sold in some women's. And then the top color was black and navy. So I've got that offered in 2 colors, I believe. I don't offer a ton of color choices on each of my shirts. I try to keep it simple. I don't want to confuse the customer, and I don't want to give the customer so many options that they wind up leaving the listing because they can't make up their mind. So the second one was actually a tank top. So this was sold 143 times. It made me $471, and the average royalty on it was $3.30. And you can see here that it sold in a women's size. So that is a little bit different there. If we go down here, we've got a V-neck. So we've got a little bit of variation in the top 3 sellers. The V-neck sold 75 times, and the royalties on this are actually quite a bit better. It made me $5.68 per sale. And this was also sold to women. And this color palette was dark heather. So I won't go through all of these, but you can take a look here. You can always pause and take a look for yourself. But these are kind of the designs that made me the most money. Of course, I've got several things that are just one-offs that, only sold once or twice, and those do help contribute to the overall income that I receive from Merch by Amazon. I think they have actually rebranded to Amazon Merch on Demand, which is a little bit more of a mouthful to me, especially as a Southern lady. It's hard for me to get all of that out. So I think if y'all are okay with it, I might just keep calling it Merch by Amazon because that's what makes sense to me. But what I want to talk to you about is, I guess, give you a little bit of an idea of how this works, especially if you're not familiar with it. If you haven't sold online or on Amazon, this is a great business to get into for beginners because you really don't have to have a lot of skin in the game. Most of it is just your time. So let's kind of take a look at what I use here. I use Canva to make my designs. You can use Canva for free, or you can use Canva Pro. I would recommend getting a pro account. I don't have Canva Pro right now because I just haven't been making designs and it just doesn't make sense. But this is an example of one of the designs I created. It says "Making My Therapist Proud." This font right here is really in style. This kind of like retro style wavy font, and then the cowboy and the smiley faces in style as well. And so this is just an example of something that I would make. I use a website called Creative Fabrica to get a lot of my designs. Basically, they have a subscription that you can get that's yearly. I think if you use my code, it's like $60 for the whole year. And that does include commercial rights to everything. You have to take it and make it your own. You can't just sell exactly what it was. So if you take one of these cute animals, you want to put text around it and make it your own design. But once you've made it into your own, you do have the commercial rights to use that. And so I use this website a lot because once you pay the yearly fee, you have access to everything. And I mean, there's like over 50,000 different things on this website. Pretty much I can find anything I need here. There's different even that says t-shirt design bundle, so you could literally take that and get all those different ideas from it. This is even 100 best niches. So I mean, you can see kind of some of the things that they offer. They also offer fonts, so it's really expensive if you start buying individual fonts. I know I've done that in the past when I wasn't as educated in terms of like what do I need for my Amazon business. So you can basically get $60 and have everything covered for you all year in terms of your design work. Sometimes I just look for different styles that match, kind of my design aesthetics. I definitely have a certain way that I design, and however you do it, it's up to you. It's definitely going to go with like your personality. Like this is another design that I created. It says dopamine in this economy, and it's just kind of referring to like mental health and the way that things are and how much things cost. And, you can kind of see the overall feel for the aesthetics. And then I took the same phrase and I added a different little thing. And then I've got probably really anxious. So in this case, I took this heart design from Creative Fabrica and I added my own text to it. And then that constitutes adding, basically making it my own. So, it's pretty easy to do that. This one says too much panic, not enough disco. Now, I believe I had added that to my Etsy shop. I don't recommend doing that on Merch by Amazon because Panic at the Disco, it's really too close to be copyright there. I wouldn't want you to get your account shut down. This one says drag is not a crime. I made this whenever drag was being persecuted in Tennessee. It still is actually, but that's, I guess, another conversation for another day. But this, I used an AI tool on Canva to actually make this. So that was kind of cool. I was just playing around with that. This says Millennial Anxiety Club. My entire personality is a trauma response. So you can see some of the different things that I wound up creating as I, have been playing around with different styles. This one says making my therapist proud. So I kind of have a therapy niche going there, and just giving you guys an idea of kind of the things that I gravitate towards. It's honestly things that I find interesting and things that I relate to. So in making my designs, I always keep in mind the current trends and things that are going on. But to be honest with you guys, not putting in that much effort and still being able to make $1,000 a month constitutes a really good business in my opinion, because it's something that I didn't have to devote a lot of mental energy to, and it's still thriving and functioning on its own. I do think that I could substantially increase the revenue here if I were to put more time and effort into it, but I am spread a little thin with some of the other things that I'm working on right now. I am doing consignment for eBay clients. Basically, I'm having local people come and bring me their things and selling them for them on eBay for a 50% commission. So, I mean, I have a lot of plates spinning at the moment. So I'm really trying to zero in on, how can I make the most money in 2024 for the least amount of effort? My time is valuable to me, and it's very important that I always try and figure out things that are going to be sustainable and things that don't require as much effort as, I think a lot of businesses take your time, and, I don't want all of my time to be monopolized. I want my time to be my own, whether that's to read or to enjoy my day or go walk my dog. I would like to own as much of my time as possible. So that's something that I wanted to share with you guys, is my update for 2023. Going into 2024, I'd love to hear from you if you want monthly updates, quarterly updates on Merch by Amazon. It's something that I know some of you guys have asked me about, and to be honest, it feels quite repetitive to just give you a monthly update and just say, here's what I made. So it is a little bit of something that I kind of almost dread doing at times. But if you guys would prefer maybe a quarterly update, maybe we could switch to doing that just so you guys could see how things are going throughout the year. And I am also running an Etsy shop where I'm selling PNG files. So that's another thing that's going on. And I haven't made a ton of money off of that. I think I made about $400 or $500 off of that in 2023. But yeah, I've just got a lot of irons in the fire. So keep that in mind. I'm always open to suggestions with these videos. If there's something specific that you want to know, I'm certainly happy to answer that. I will leave my Creative Fabrica referral link in the description and in the comments below in case you want to get started with that. If you're a designer, I don't know any website that would be better than Creative Fabrica for finding files. It's really convenient. It's really accessible, and I use it pretty much every time that I sit down to design. And I also use it for thumbnails and things like that. So thank you guys so much. I hope that 2024 is going well for you guys so far, and I hope that you enjoyed my Merch by Amazon update video for 2023. Thank you. Take care, and I will catch you guys in the next one.